Hey guys, good morning. It's about 6 a.m. here. My name is Ryan. I like to look at stocks and make some money. Today I wanted to talk about 4 stocks that I think potentially could be long-term swing trades. I tend to focus on anywhere. I have 3 subsets. I have day trades, I have swing trades, which I hold for about 2 to 10 days, and then I have long-term swing trades, which I'll hold for a month or so, and probably longer if they turn out. I think that I'll just get right into it. I think that OZM is way undervalued right now, and a lot of the indicators are confirming that. So right now I've got it on the daily view. You can see just a major drop this entire time, but recently we've seen some interesting things going on. So if I'm wrong for the long term, at least I might be able to expect one of these to occur, in which case it would be a very good trade overall. But we can see here that we've got our money flow index picking up dramatically, and it's not showing in the price action. This was my first red flag here as to that this might be a buy at this level. We've got our RSI moving on up and prices moving down, so I think that something funky is happening right here on the daily chart. We can see a bunch of chop going on down here, which means that neither the bulls nor bears are in control at the moment, and we've got some nice upwards movement here. Basically it's just higher lows and higher highs all around for all of my indicators. But more importantly, let's go ahead and move out to the weekly view. We can see something pretty interesting here, is that we are at the lowest point since 2008 here. Let's see, the all-time low here is about 3.3, and we are sitting at a 3.2. I saw some insider buying happening here, which has got me very interested in this stock. I don't usually follow insider buying, but they tend to know what's up. So another thing, I don't use this religiously because I'm not that great at drawing it, but it's kind of interesting to look at some potential Gartley going on here. I've not come across a stock where I've gotten the prices or the levels right. We're supposed to have a 0.68 here and a 1.28 over here, but as you can see, we've got this nice big M shape going on here. So at this point, I'm fairly convinced that we've found our floor, and at this point you've got to start asking yourself about risk reward potential. Again, on the weekly view even, we can see our indicator. We can see our money flow coming into this pretty consistently. I'd like to see it move up above this 50% line here and stay above there for the near future, or for the long-term future. I like the, you might be saying, why do I have a bunch of different RSIs and whatnot on here? These are just indicators. I've been trying to keep it simple, but I'm really a chart guy. We've got our first 2 red buy signals here, and as you can see, it predicted these buys all the way up from 7 to 15. This is too early in its career for it to start registering, but it's usually good at predicting bottoms. So I'm definitely going to be looking to enter at a nice price, and my risk is probably going to be 40 cents, maybe 60 cents here down to the all-time low, and that's potential reward here of I'm probably not going to ride it out this whole way, but I could make 300% on this. So I really like the risk reward on this play. Let's move on to my next idea. So Starbucks, it's blue chip, and I've got Renko written down here, so obviously I wanted to use Renko. I've got some Elliott wave going on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this might dip down below, but it's broken this high and tight flag it's got going on here, and it being a blue chip. And here, let's go down to the 1-day chart. Anyways, what's got me really interested in this chart, I think, is the fact that for the entirety of 2016 it was moving down, and finally we've made a solid move above this general channel that we've been in. You can see that it moved slightly outside this channel here before returning back down slightly below, and now we've made a more serious move outside the channel, and we came back and retested it before taking off here. We've got our money flow index moving way up. We've got all of our indicators basically making higher lows and higher highs right here, and I really like that about this stock. It looks like we're stopping this chop right here and starting to make some serious moves up. Another thing we see here is that when it finally ends making this chop, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got quite a few green candles out of this. As you can see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles coming out of this. So I think that this is more of a major move upwards than, I think we're starting a new trend. So I might as well just draw this trend line right here, and we could almost go ahead and think of this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New Elliott wave beginning. I think this is a corrective wave. It's been in a downtrend for a year. I think that's too much for Starbucks. I think that we're going to start seeing some moves up here in 2017. Next swing trade I really like, let's get back to the Heikin-Ashi, is Martin Midstream Partners. Same kind of thing. We see a bunch of chop taking place here, but then we've got this really nice Harami cross. Two of them. We've got two inside days here in a row, and I think that we're going to start seeing some serious move upwards. Why? Well, we're starting to see our money flow index, just basically a measure of volume, starting to curl on upwards. This is a more rolling upwards than usual, and we're starting to see us come up out of this 50% or 50% money flow level. Like the other ones, the other stocks that I talked about, we've got a general uptrend in indicators going on here. Looks like we're very strong right now. The indicators don't necessarily agree with price action that's been going on. And let's take it back to another week, or a weekly view, which is why I like this stock again, is that the last time it was at these lows, it was in 2009. So we've seen a very major drop in price over this time. I'm thinking that you could have the same conversation about risk reward. See if we can't find any decent cipher patterns in this. But that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? This could either be 1.28 or 1.68. That's pretty dang close. This should be, a 6.8. So it would be nice to have it come down somewhere around here. It didn't. But like I said, I've struggled with this pattern. But I think that the broad recognition over a 7-year time span is enough. I've also done a long-reaching Fibonacci retracement levels, and we can see here that we're making a move up with our indicator. This 20-day moving average is starting to get ahead of the 50-day moving average here, which means that it should start moving up quite significantly. If you want to just talk about risk reward right here, we're at about $18, and the low is back in 2008 of $13. So we're talking about a $5 loss, and we see a high here of $47. So we're talking about a $4 loss to a $30 gain. I really like that risk reward, and I'm going to be bullish around these levels here. We see a lot of inside days, which means that there might be a trend reversal in the midst. So let's go on and talk about my last one, which I've been following, and I actually, full disclosure, I have a position in this right now, and I really like this pattern. Actually, let's go back to the weekly view. So I like to buy in trends, and we can definitely see that this is in an uptrend. It's been in an uptrend for the last 8 years, and 7-8 years, and I really like where it is right now. Now, I've done a ton of studying and whatnot, and this is an Adam-Eve setup. An Adam-Eve setup is where it's it's a V shape here on the way up, and the Eve is where it's flatter around here. What's more is that we've got an ABCDE retracement, and what I've been doing is, so I did my analysis on this 2 weeks ago on the 5th, and I got along here when it broke above this pennant. We've got some general buying behavior here. We see that the money flow index is moving up. You see this disappearing. We've got our relative strength index moving up, and we've got our relative strength indicator flashing red. The last time it flashed red was right here. The time before that was right here. The time before that was right here. So this is not a regular occurrence for it to flash red. So I really love this level. I think this is my most bullish position that I'm posting here right now. If you want to talk about risk reward, I've got my stops set here at I think I have it set around $24.50, so $1 loss and potential $5 gain here. So it's a 5-to-1 risk reward. I really like this setup right now. We've got a triangle breakout, and that's basically all I have. Those are my 4 stocks that are long-term trades for me right now. Anyways, I love some feedback. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I wish you the best of luck in your trading. I'll probably check back in here in a couple months and see where we're at. Thanks. Bye.